Mine.
Regeneration! The hell you will. You're mine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take your trash.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mine!
Dire's structures are fortified.
Like fire. Oh, sweet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Not what you expected? Denied.
Did you want to do that?
Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower
Whoa,
is
what'd I
under
miss?
attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Boom! There we go.
Your intent is just too dangerous. Foulest cloister.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower has fallen.
There is a little bit of a wraparound here from SRF. He misses the burrow. So beyond able to get off the Scorched Earth, try and create a little bit of gap here. There is a DD on the Storm Spirit, but Lumpy just hops right in and annihilates the Leshrac. No chance there, yeah, for a save.
And now a Desolator going to be queued up for TA, not that far off. Pretty scary stuff.
Dire's
That's
bottom
real
tower
bad.
is
If he,
under
oh my
attack.
god. All these kills, they just got like mid tower, and then instantly the top tower, and then all these kills on Templar Assassin. 2-0 and 2. That Desolator is going to be such an easy roast for them, because they're not going to have anything to respond.
This is the dream scenario for a TA. You get that solo kill in lane. Outside of that, you're pretty much left alone. You get an early Blink Dagger, use it for successful rotations.
What's crazy though is there's someone actually happier than TA in this game.
Who?
Phantom Lance.
You think so?
There's nothing better than being a hard fighting hero like this who needs a little bit more space. And like this TA has a massive target on her back. Oh, that's a target hit there.
Yeah, that's a nice hook shot. James taking a lot of return damage. Bedlam's a hell of a spell, and Baboka gets one before he falls. SRF looking for the counter kick on the TA. The epicenter is there, but it might not be enough damage. Love You, Love Me, still alive as now Doom rotates in, drops it onto the Sand King.
Oh, he's got to fight.
But still TA has to commit for it, and they will go 2 for 2. Clock TA for the Willow Sand King.
Oh, that is... okay, so here I said they were going to get the Deso, and then they wouldn't have an answer for the pit fight, right? But he got the bounty on the TA, so that's about 700 gold, and now there's going to be a Blink Dagger available for sure on the Sand King. This is where these like kill bounties can actually change the game so much. We saw yesterday when we had the Spectre who got the Ultra Kill. And it's just like, okay, suddenly Spectre who wanted to build a Blade Mail now gets to go Radiance.
Yeah. It's a game changer, and there it is. Blink Dagger picked up, so that's an Infest Bomb carrier for Aggressive. Opens things up for him a little bit, and seems you were totally right about this Radiance build. His team has been able to get some stacks going, make some space for him, and he's got 2,800 gold now towards the Relic, getting close to that first pit stop before he continues the quest for the Recipe Blade Mail. Coming next for Clockwork to go with his Urn. But in the meantime, some pressure on the Phantom Lancer. SRF with a nice initiation. Follow-up stun. Split Earth connects. Willow is there with a Terrorize. Bedlam, the double duo, and Q walks away with another kill. There was a PL there, Trent. I don't know if you saw him die. It happened pretty quick.
Yeah, no, yeah. He got annihilated. Good levels on Q there, so just able to follow up with the Split Earth. Another tip from SRF.
Oh.
He's helping out here. I think right now, both teams have kind of what they wanted out of the first 13 minutes. I'd say there's a slight edge to FTD, not just because there's a net worth lead, but just because TA's had a really good start.
I think she's gotten more. Like, this exceeds expectations. Blink, Tread, Aquila, Deso, at 14 minutes rather.
Yeah.
That's...
If you're not ahead as TA though, like, your game's just kind of over at this point, you know what I mean? Like, it's very unlikely you're going to come back. So, they've executed. Boca, he's coming in here. They have the Terrorize, not available for 50 seconds. And only level 1 Bedlam, so any fight there would be on SRF. But he's showing bottom on the wave, so there's just no threat here for FTD. And they're just going to give up this Aegis and try and get a good trade tower-wise.
Yeah. Makes you wonder if IG are just not privy to the timing, or if they've thought about this and have made that executive decision. We don't want to fight at the Roche Pit, especially if they have most of their cooldowns available. Doom coming up in about 5 seconds as XXS zips by, looking for the TP home, and he makes it. Close call with that Shadow Blade Doom inbound, but makes some space for Roche, and TA picks up the Aegis. You know, it's an early Roche, but when that Desolator comes out on TA this early, you should really expect it. Fusel now very close to the PL, pretty much just a blade of alacrity, and he'll have it.
Really nice timings set up for FTD. Just means that, like, if he gets this defusal, he's going to be able to join into these Aegis fights where they want to push down tier 2s and completely secure that dire jungle. Take that away from the Storm Spirit and away from the Lifestealer. So even if he gets into the Radiance, you're obviously you still want to farm a little bit more, you know? You want a couple more items going on here, get a Solar Crest or something. But Aggressive is into the Relic at this point.
Point blank hook shot onto Baboka. Cogs to push him back. Terrorize will connect on only the Doom. And then the Willow will get blown up. Another tip.
Yeah, they did use the hook shot already though, so Exodus should be okay here. Oh, his TP's still on cooldown.
Still good jukes.
Yeah, that's still a very hard kill.
Yeah. For each of the ball lightning. Not sure
don't know what that says.
What that is.
But okay.
Sounds good.
Jeez. Disruptor. Oh, he got him.
Whoa, Raji.
Doom is not there though. He's going to try and catch where he zips to.
He's out of mana though. He can't zip very far. Storm Spirit just needs to buy a little bit of time. Raji stacking up the damage. Maybe he can get this kill on Raji after all. Doom there just in the nick of time and they'll finish him off. But wow, that one was closer than it should have been. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they did find a kill on the Leshrac, looks like. So 2 down on the side of IG. Split across the map.
That's where you're extremely salty as a sport if you die. It's like, come on, man, you wouldn't just doom him. Help me out here. But it's okay. Shadow even made it through. You get to save the Doom cooldown. He still really wants that big Shadow Blade kind of invade play. And they are looking like they're in trouble for IG here. Kind of surprised it's only a 3k lead. Just does kind of show just how quickly they are farming on the heroes that aren't dying.
I think that's true. I also think the scales will tip a little bit for IG once that Radiance comes out. Lifestealer is now very close to it, 400 gold to go. And that is something you'll want to fight around, use those Infest Bombs maybe a bit more aggressively. Bottom lane, FTD continuing to put pressure on. Deso leading the charge. Of course, the Aegis still in tow for the TA. With already been used. All right, no defense. They'll just take it as time to continue farming. Force staff also not far away for the Sand King.
I think there are definitely issues in terms of like how they initiate new fights. Like, Bobaga has looked pretty good. 1-2-2 got himself a little bit involved so far, but early on, you know, you look towards these like crazy games from the old Dark Willow. You think about like the Blink Bedlam or something, and the damage doubles on Bedlam at level 12, so the early levels are pretty painful for her. It's all on SRF, and we've kind of known that this whole game, but this is the point where like they have that early lead on the TA, and if they're in this 5-man ball, he has to find some big epicenter, and he's also still struggling a little bit because he's still stuck at level 11. Won't have that level 2 on the F.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Ends up going down, or ends up getting a tier 2 for FTD.
This,
They just back up, but now smoke out of the base from IG. Who are they going to catch? It's going to be the Shadow Demon. He'll get popped first, and on the other side, they found more. It's TA. Doom on the low ground. Does drop the ultimate. Now hook shot in. Oh, this TA is going to start going big, but Boca on the backside with the disable. The follow-up stuns and FTD are out of resources. The TA, who had such a good setup, will be brought down. Does finish off the Lesh, but now coming back to life with the Aegis. 2 buybacks used by FTD. They've got a Shrine, and they want to come in to maybe turn this, but the Cursed Crown is there, and all of IG will survive. Beyond charging forward into a Sentry Ward with that Shadow Blade. They're going to turn and see if they can find this kill. Aggressive with some right clicks. Might be able to just turn onto James instead. He did use the cogs to lock him in. Raji there with the save, but it's only going to buy him a couple of seconds. Aggressive struggling to get off the right clicks, and FTD will keep most of their heroes alive despite low HP.
That was one of the most value early Lifestealer fights you're ever going to see. It was a constant ball from the Radiant side, non-stop Radiance damage happening. He ended the fight with almost 3k damage. Had the Infest Bomb too onto the Shadow Demon to blow him up, and then that hookshot turnaround looks so good, but the Dark Willow, she has that Naga effect, you know, where it's just like, you think you have this amazing moment, and they're all clumped up, and then it's just ruined. And that got ruined real fast. You know?
Terrorize was on point.
Yeah, they just couldn't do anything. They're stuck there, feared. And they just get shredded. You know, you still have the full 4 seconds. It's like an AoE roar when they're all trapped inside the cogs like that. Instead of them like escaping and Lifestealer not being able to chase you down, it works against them in this case because they're stuck inside the cogs and they get blown up.
Yeah. A lot of turning back and forth in that fight, but remember Aegis was in the hands of FTD. Now up top, their PL actually taking some damage, but hookshot from James breaks things up and may just cost him his own life. Maybe a 1-for-1. Illusions, not quite enough damage. 50 HP still on the Lesh. Will stay standing. Now back in the mid. Raji burning down low. Aggressive will continue to chase. No hope for survival as the Radiance ticks him down, and a killing spree is secured for this Lifestealer. Feels like just a moment ago he picked up this Radiance. Already at a medallion.
Yep. And it will not be very long at this pace before he's into the Solar Crest too. So fantastic item in general with this build, but against 2 of the best heroes for it, Templar Assassin and the Phantom Lancer.
Speaking of the TA, BKB now secured, and an Orchid queued up next. 12 to 12, man. This is one even game.
Yeah. 30 movement speed. Okay, doesn't want to kite around here. Not opting for the damage. Pretty heavy damage. You got the Radiance build, I suppose. So
I kind of feel like IG are hanging in there long enough that they can start turning this game around. Like, Lifestealer is finally ready to fight. You've got that Force Staff on Sand King. They've got all the basic tools they need to find these team fights.
They didn't lose too much on the first Aegis ladder. They still have their mid-tier 2 and their top tier 2, so they didn't lose that jungle area, which is what it kind of looked like FTD were going to be able to posture into, but they are going to make that move now. And Leshrac can just be instantly dead. Yeah, they are going to use the hook shot, so.
Seems that'll be the case. Easy follow-up for the TA.
Oh, but at the other side, they use the Epi, they catch the PL, kind of going for this like counter push area where they were trying to wrap around, connect with him, but he goes down too fast.
On the other side, could Storm Spirit maybe get caught here?
Doesn't level 1 Purge here.
Any Sentry Wards are down. They've got the Doom. That'll make it pretty easy. Okay.
Ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, tons of damage there, even with the clap to help out for a little bit at the end.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the lockdown you're ever going to need. Doom and the Demonic Purge. TA now caught by the Cursed Crown. Follow-up stun. BKB, though, keeps her alive. No support inbound. James does not have a hook shot, but will rotate through. They'll actually get the counter kill onto Baboka. His teammates gotta leave him high and dry as they split into the trees.
FTD. These are this moment where it kind of feels like they're in control for IG's side too. Like the Aegis is down and everything, so you don't have this 5-man ball for FTD really going on. They kind of want to spread up and farm, so I think IG are the ones expecting to kind of take over here. So every single bit that they like drop in these moments is very bad for them. They, I assume, will want to just go for another infest here, and it looks like they're starting to group for it.
Thinking about smoke play perhaps. Lesh does have a couple, but instead just going to push out the lane first. Solar Crest up on Lifestealer, and Yasha coming up next.
One of the things that LGD does very well with the Clockwork too is that you'll always see FY just using the flares to constantly push far away lanes, and then that way they can stay as a 5-man unit without having to worry too much about the split push. So like constantly keep some annoying lane going in your favor. It's also a pretty good way to keep your farm going up on Clockwork without staying on the map too.
Yeah.
You can at least be a little bit hidden.
TA still maintaining a pretty nice farming edge over the Lifestealer, up by about 50%. PL, well, he's got a Heart of Tarask on the way. Still some farming to do, but he's beefing up. Skipping the Manta, however, so going Diffusal just right into that raw HP.
I do think that IG should be running into trouble now because historically, if you looked at this draft, you could see that maybe like spreading out and stuff for FTD would create these problems, but they actually have such good wave clear because of the Templar Assassin and the way the traps work now. Like, she was really far ahead in terms of experience, so she's well past level 18 now, almost into level 20. She has that max trap damage, she's talent for the trap damage, so she can focus like 2 lanes essentially by herself. Fairly impressive. They've got this bottom lane pushing all the way into the tower now, as Sand King's probably going to wipe out the next one, but that comes at a cost, because Sand King is essentially their best wave pusher, but he isn't able to just like play in the fog or anything, so he's helping to set up for infest ganks. If they want to fight, they basically need Storm, Sand King, and Lifestealer to be there.
Yeah.
And they don't feel comfortable leaving Leshrac alone to push waves. That's pretty much what he's doing bottom now.
Yeah, it's falling quick, and with that minus armor, they will get it. Lifestealer, he almost gets there in time, actually, but Roshan falls. He's inside this Granite Ancient Golem. On the backside, though, it's the Doom that gets caught. He's going to go down first. However, they lose their Storm. Hook shot down below onto Baboka. IG just getting picked apart one at a time. Aggressive with a TP that actually works. It's a close call, but he does make it back. Now Q, it looks like he could get left behind. Traps slowing him down as Raji closes the gap, gets off the disruption, and TA with a Melt Strike will make it an easy kill. So big win for FTD at the Roche Pit. They go 1 for 3 and still have the Aegis ready to rock.
Well, at the very least, they don't have a Bloodstone on Storm. Positive thinking here if you're IG.
Yeah.
But, they did get the tier 2 to the bottom lane, but losing the Aegis and the Cheese over to the Radiant side, both of them still available.
Who's got the cheese? PL. There it is. Yep. And now he's close to the heart.
Nice play by Doom, too. As they're finishing up the Roche, he just runs forward, tries to ensure the fight goes all right for them, just gets off the Doom, and then provides the vision for TA to clean it up.
Well, FTD will stay in enemy territory, grab some bounties, and maybe just push in that last outer tower, still a tier 2, about half HP. For IG in the top lane. They're going to smoke up themselves. They've just picked up the Crimson Guard on Sand King. We'll obviously add some survivability in this fight. Also, Lincoln Sphere now completed by the Storm. Smoke on smoke. Who's going to jump who? Doom gets caught first, but hook shot in the other side. It's broken into 2 fights as they trade Doom for Lesh. Now Raji getting focused, but gets off the disruption. TA with a lot of damage. Does click down the Willow. Buyback there. Now more action into the fray as the Crimson Guard is used. It's mitigating some damage as Aggressive stands his ground against the TA, but not winning this battle. It's going to be a close one. The Bedlam's there to help him finish it off. Aegis on the way back, but PL with a doppelganger trying to finish off the Storm. It's going to be close. Rocket Flare will get him. Aggressive now trying to move around the trees to survive. The Roche spoils are just too much. FTD starting to overwhelm them. Raji still topped off. Drops the disruption onto SRF, closes that gap for the Phantom Lancer to get in. The Shrine, it's used. It's going to buy him a little bit more time, but it's not enough, Trent. And it's another big fight for FTD. Of course, it does cost him the Aegis, but more economic damage and the biggest lead we've seen yet this game.
Yeah, it really is just too much, honestly. Like, you see it just in terms of the XP there. My God, they're going to gain like 4K over them. But they almost got the PL. You know, there was a big play from SRF. He comes in, stuns up the PL, but it wasn't quite enough to burst him down. So the cheese is popped. He heals right back in there.
Yep.
And look at that dire side too. Yeah, buyback from the Dark Will actually managed to out-damage the Radiant, but...
It's impressive that the Lifestealer survived as long as he did. And if there was no Aegis on that TA, it would have been a much different fight. He would have had the ability to reset. The Radiance has proved a pretty effective pickup alongside the Solar Crest. You get all that evasion, especially once he hits level 20, even more so. IG can still hang on a little bit longer. Of course, no damage done to their high ground. They did lose that top tier 2 tower, though. So map control going to become a big issue as Q getting scouted out by Beyond. Walking by some sentry wards here. He'll be just fine. His BKB, 10 seconds, ready to go. And TA now with an MKB also. So that evasion I was talking about completely countered, but they catch an initiation. Follow-up fear from the Willow. Storm zips down, looking to grab Raji. The dive back on him. But now the Sand King takes the Doom, and James grabs 2 with a nice hookshot cogs. Bedlam might turn it the other way, but up top they're going hard on the Lifestealer. He rages, but still gets brought down. 2 for 4. Storm the only one to survive as he's able to zip back to the high ground.
Yeah, a bit of a desperation play there. It kind of worked out in the fact that they were able to terrorize back TA, but their focal point was on a Shadow Demon. So that, okay, yeah, you scared away our TA, and in the chaos you killed our SD, but it had to be killing the PL, like the only way that works.
Now they will grab the TA. XXS with a big mana pool, able to take them off this tier 3 tower.
That's a bit shocking.
Beyond with BKB, walks into a sentry ward. Okay, they'll survive, but 2 buybacks used by IG. Still rough.
Yeah, but getting rid of the old buyback penalty at the very least. It's, you know, Lifestealer ends up gaining gold, but Storm will still lose about 630. Both of them getting a decent experience chunk at the very least.
Yeah, much needed, I think. TA level 24, Storm the next highest at only 21.
TA game wildly out of control. What about next fight here? Still should look pretty good for the Radiant, one would think. Just kind of heading in towards the sieging high ground. Hookshot actually not even needed there. Is Raji cleans up.
Yep.
Derek Willow.
That's Shadow Poison. It hurts.
Himself 2 levels for it too. 15 and 16.
Pretty nice for the Shadow Demon. Pick proving very potent this game as he picks up the next Tome of Knowledge. Smoke up for FTD. Gonna move through the Radiant jungle. See who they'll find. Maybe this target lurks bottom. Storm, not the easiest one now that he's got the Lincolns. BKB gonna be up next. There's the snare inside the Doom Belly. Looks like they'll find the Sand King instead. Still no ultimate, but they interrupt the TP. Nice use of the cogs. Fiery sword. No options for SRF. Nice gank there.
So hard to find these juke plays in the trees and everything up into clockwork. Just makes split pushing very difficult. It definitely feels like the Radiant can just kind of play this out a little bit slow. They already have great vision inside that dire jungle.
Yeah.
You can see all these sentries being placed down. Solid ward spots too. PL actually breaking the trees too earlier on to help like increase the ward vision. Also TA blinked there and got stuck, but it worked out by making that ward even better.
Manta style. Lifestealer's ready.
Just needs the Octarine and we're good to go. Just alchemist this up here.
Yeah, there you go. AC Mjolnir is going to be his item progression, at least he hopes. Not sure this game will last long enough to realize either of those dreams. Double damage also in the top position outside of Roche. Never mind, turn to an illusion. You snooze, you lose. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. PL will take some more illusions. Now smoke the other way. It's IG ready to catch one. They've got the surprise inside the Storm here.
Yeah. I think this is good. They do not want that fight where it's like forced around the Roche pit and everything, where the Radiant side's all prepped and ready for it. They would much rather take some sort of a skirmish elsewhere on the map. I believe the Radiant just pinged that. It's hard to tell. I think they know. Yeah, they knew.
There it is. Doom gets off to BKB. He absorbs the gank, and now the Templar Assassin just jumps in. Him and Aggressive are going blow for blow, but the Lifestealer in too deep has no way to retreat, and he will get brought down. Hook shot going to be off the mark as they try to pursue onto the Sand King. Burrow strike into the tree line keeps him safe, but if you're going to find one kill on that smoke turnaround, the Lifestealer is pretty much your dream. That's a dieback now.
Yeah, and they know that is not coming back anytime soon. So now they don't really need to wait for the Aegis. In fact, it's going to be 2 minutes away anyway, so should definitely be able to get a tier 3. I would assume likely a full lane of racks here. We'll see how aggressive they want to be. They have a full ward lasting on the high ground here that was placed down earlier, so they've always known what these movements were from IG.
And there's that glyph. Orchid out on the TA, trying to lock down SRF. Now the Storm jumps in, but Hookshot going to be off the mark. James now going to have to walk in as Raji's getting focused in the backline, taking a lot of damage, but XXS runs out of mana. Now he's out of BKB, locked down by the Clockwork, stuck in the cogs. Buyback from the Lesh after he goes down. SRF doing some work here, but gets doomed pretty much right away out of Sandstorm. BKB's back for Beyond. And this is looking grim for IG. Instant buyback now from the Sand King. Tier 3 finally brought down. The TA was also killed. But Boca now going back in. A lot of chaos in this fight, and they might still hold it. The Doom gets brought down, but Boca will trade his life to secure the kill. Sand King, the lone survivor. And at this point, they just don't have the answer for the PL. Point blank hook shot interrupts the Sandstorm. Burrow strikes back up. SRF doing what he can. Ring around the rosy. Force staff back down. They actually don't have a sentry there, but not going to matter. Lifestealer's back, and
TA's pinging. She's like, listen, it's only Lifestealer, guys.
Just get the barracks. I mean, they actually haven't killed either barracks yet.
Oh, this is a nice steal, though. The Radiance Lifestealer.
FTD still with a huge advantage here. No buybacks on the 4 dead heroes for Invictus Gaming. But FTD not going to force the issue.
Yeah, I guess they just can't really do it. Lifestealer's there. He can just blow up the illusions. You're going to push way too slow with just the PL onto a melee barracks. He won't clean it up, so might as well just go back and get more gold out of the jungle while we wait for Roshan. Well, there he is. Trap revealing it to the Radiant side, so no mysteries for them.
What killed the TA so fast that fight?
I'm not sure what it was. Just I don't know. She kind of baited down like really low too. Like she pulled them far out, got a bunch of kills, and then.
Both teams have an impressive amount of counter initiation. Feels like every fight it just doesn't necessarily go with whoever gets caught first. You're seeing these like multi-hero splitter. It's all the AoE damage from the Lash. Storm jumps in the back line. Like a lot of ways, like these fights seem to turn into these little 1v1, 2v2 kind of skirmishes. But regardless, it'll be Roshan 3 going down for FTD. That was pretty good.
Still a 7-second DK as well.
And a Bloodthorn. Refresher on Doom, so double Dooms. That's pretty good.
The 36-minute refresher shard, not a common sight these days. Don't have a lot of early Roshans.
Yeah, this game has been particularly early. Q, I think likely to get caught here. He does have a TP and a Ghost Scepter. Actually makes it down into the tree line. James, not going to throw the blind hook. Okay.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
Q living life on the edge. But all the while, Raji and the TA, they will finish off the shrine. Nullifier queued up for Love You, Love Me.
Should have been an easy closeout here, but so what happened between game 1 and game 2? This game, it was a very formulaic draft here from the Radiant side. Everything pretty much went perfectly according to plan. You have a Templar Assassin in the 10th pick. It has a good lane matchup. You know it's going to snowball well. You had very good Ancient stacks going from both the Clockwork and the Shadow Demon, keeping an eye on that, helping to accelerate. And all of the burden and pressure, at least to me, felt like it was on SRF, on the Sand King, to be a partner with the Life Stealer and the Storm Spirit to actually get stuff done as the game was starting. Try and find those big pickoffs to ruin this like general game plan. You know what I mean? It's pretty clear what happens. TA starts getting very farmed. She makes space for a PL, and items on him are just ridiculously effective early on with like the refusal and everything. And they just kind of played some dotes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Double Nullifier going to be on the way. PL pretty close to his. PA still has some farming to do, but now the high ground siege. Backdoor protection has been broken, so even without creeps, they can still go for this. A little bit of initiation onto the TA. First crown now coming, being very conservative here. Has the BKB in the backpack, so saving it until post-Aegis. PL also in the front line. There's the Nullifier, comes out onto Lesh. However, backdoor protection kicks in for just a moment. Now the creeps make it past the threshold. Struggling to delay this. FTD just focused on structures right now. Invictus Gaming just feeling underpowered.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
21k net worth lead. You can feel the difference.
Yeah, it's full-on desperation moves. I mean, he is getting those wipes on the creep waves and stuff.
I mean, it is helping delay this, but
yeah.
It seems like that's all they've got. They need some sort of infest initiation. That's their glyph right there. TA still with Aegis. Nice stun setup. They will bring it down. It's a good start. They pop the Shadow Demon to boot. They don't have a buyback there. He'll use it. They lose their Lesh. Now TA back alive. Doom pops the refresher.
Yeah, threatening with Doom here, but the BKB ready on Templar Assassin now with the Bloodthorn. That Manta is used.
Life Stealer has the rage, jumps in. Now the Storm Spirit from downtown. There's the BKB on PA, or TA rather. They lose Bafoka, he buys back. Now the hook shot in, connects on Sand King. IG kind of hanging in there in terms of lives, but not able to save the barracks. Melee have been finished off, and now it's just two ranged barracks standing in mid and top.
Yeah, they just end up using the second Doom on the Life Stealer as well as the Bloodthorn to help push him back.
Yeah.
And that'll help secure the other rack there.
Brutal. You know, it's like at this point where FTD can almost just ignore IG and just use their spells to not give them the perfect initiation. They can't stop them from the siege.
Yeah, I mean, we're also basically facing the problem of where they can just go bottom BKB and destroy buildings.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're still holding on here. They're fighting IG.
Oh, they're going to lose Bafoka. Now on the other side, Raji stunned up. They go 1 for 1. This could still be all right. James now with the double damage. Caught inside of his own cogs with a Storm Spirit Life Stealer. Not where you want to be as aggressive. Just needs that one last auto attack.
Might have even been able to force the cheese there as PL was nearby with no mana for the TP. It was eventually able to regen it back up though as he just kind of ran to the trees for the last 30 seconds.
It's like a small sign of life for IG. You know, they trade 1 for 2, but you know, you're just picking off supports. You're still not really able to pressure these cores. Double damage in the bottle of Storm Spirit. Also a Shiva's Guard. I guess maybe some potential to continue this pickoff train.
Shiva's Guard pretty damn good this game. PA and the PL.
No doubt. And Life Stealer, he's switched it up a little bit. Well, he can't decide, so he's partway towards the AC. Okay, headed on the Courier. Had the Basher queued up and now switched over to the Lincolns.
Kind of feels like itemization is just so, I don't know. At this point, you know, it definitely feels like FTD have wrapped this one up, but IG are just refusing. They're insisting they show us how you high ground. And so I think that's what we're just going to get here. They're going to start pushing in bottom. Still another 2 minutes till Roche, though, and considering the state of the lanes, it's likely we'll just end up waiting for that unless they really just want to try and force mid and bot at the same time here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But Sand King helps keep the mid out. And many a Radiant hero are starting to gather in the bot.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Top tower does get finished off by illusions and the help of that siege creep.
Double catapult action going on.
TA is still so nasty though. 42 minutes in.
We're going for the smoke play finish here. End of this game. In terms of buybacks for the Dire side, we have Sand King. And the rest are gold with timer on Dark Willow. So if they get a couple big kills, there might be buybacks for IG. But for now, only Sand King.
Zip out. Storm just clearing up illusions and some of these creeps. Hard to prevent backdoor protection from getting broken at this stage, but creep damage does add up.
Here I am.
Storm level 25, so now able to drop all those ball lightning remnants. Pretty nice. Certainly makes pushing a bit more annoying.
Definitely felt like this game was, you know, there was a turnaround chance. And, okay.
Is this the jump? They make it onto PL, but he's got some help. It's not enough. PL goes down right away, and now Doom, BKB'd on the run, does still have a Shadow Blade, but they'll grab him, and he goes down. It's a quick 2. Buyback from the PL to get into the fray. TA wants to fight, and she'll do some damage to Q as James isolates Baboka. Aggressive gets brought down. No buyback there. And even after a sloppy start, FTD will still be able to clean this up. PL is here. Buyback now from the Lesh. It is a 4v4.
That's a great buyback from the Radiant side there.
The PL.
It's just, yeah. You just get back into it, right? Like, there's a Doom on the life killer, get back in, finish him off, because you know there's no buyback. Or I guess they didn't know for sure, did they? Because he didn't have timer, but they would have seen the AC just coming in.
Yep, nice stun on 2 from SRF. Sets it up. Storm jumps in. TA's down. Buyback now there. They'll get Raji in the back line. And this PL, not that healthy. He is BKB'd. She's still available, doing big damage to the Lesh rack, but Lesh still standing. Now they get SRF. James in the back line doing a lot of damage, and they'll finally bring down the Pony Boy. Buyback's coming if they've got it. The tier 3 falls, with bottom lane of Barracks still there. They get the stun onto James, trying to make the retreat. Lotus Orb helping out, but Storm with the BKB will just commit for the kill, and he does find it.
Yeah, TA thinking about going back in, but no way to pop the Lincolns there on Storm, so can't find her moment for the Bloodthorn.
Storm now the only one with buyback. One of these situations where it feels like the aggressive buybacks from FTD are the play to just close out this game, but they're struggling.
Yeah, they need to go Roche right now. Do not give that up to the Dire side. And, oh, well, just in case there was any concern, there's a DD, so life's going to be over.
Sweet. Well, EA also eating a moon shard, so...
I don't think Dire would have contested this anyway.
I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin here, Trent.
I thought the last one was, but they just lost quite a bit of their lead. I think they lost like 6K overall.
Yep.
At this point.
It hurt, yeah. 17K at 45 minutes certainly doesn't feel nearly as bad. In a one-team fight, that gap's very manageable.
I can't believe they were able to burst down the PL so well. That did not seem very likely. But he just got absolutely obliterated the first time.
And showing that the TA is also killable. And she died relatively fast. I was surprised. Quick pause, get right back into it. I have to say that's definitely been one of the better parts about casting the Chinese region. Feels like we've had basically no pauses, and when they do happen, it's like that, just a couple of seconds.
They got all their problems out of the way during the opens. You know, disqualifying teams and everything.
That's true.
We missed that part. We're just here for the good show.
So once again, the refresher in the hands of Doom. So double ultis there. So all those used exclusively on the Life Stealer. Last exchange. If IG somehow managed to hold this one, that's the point where I start to believe that maybe they can turn this game around. Because they've already fought against the odds. We thought this game would have been over maybe even 10 minutes ago. And still finding these picks. As more Lincolns get picked up, it gets maybe a bit more difficult. Hex on the Storm.
Yeah, he definitely just wants to buy that. The only one, like, you're a Storm Spear though, so it's like your buyback is so valuable.
Yep.
But it feels like they just kind of, if they don't blow up TRPL, they just lose the fight, and they need to do it twice.
I mean, we've seen even just in this qualifier the power of a Blink Hex-like initiation, whether it's a Lion, a Rasta, just a hero that's picked up a Scythe of Vice. That's such a wild card mechanic. That is what gives you that catch to kill this PL. kill this TA. And PL has cheese. If you kill him full to 0 in lockdowns, it doesn't matter if he's got BKB cheese.
Yeah, that's how they got him last time. It was the exact same slots. He had this heart.
This time he doesn't have buyback.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's scary. That's why if IG somehow win this next fight, I believe that they could break this game open. But you can see the farm difference. I mean, even just the past, 2 minutes of free farm, FTD has outpaced them by a couple thousand net worth.
I think Raji's just going to be thinking about his PL the whole time, too. So he has the Blink Dagger on the Shadow Demon. So if he sees him initiate on, he's just going to Blink Disrupt him. And then that'll give him time for things like his BKB or his cheese to be popped.
Stalemate continues. FTD looking for their opportunities here.
I like all these Christmas lights that XXS is setting up here. Really decorating the base. Very nice. Quite a festive lad.
This is one of the better heroes to have in this kind of a situation where you have lane creeps constantly pushing in.
Snore.
I mean, Willow basically can't do anything.
I'm bored. Come fight us. Like.
I'd be bored too if I were Willow.
Chat.
It's working though. In comes the TA and she's down. That's the Aegis right there. Now can IG take the rest of the fight? They've killed Raji as well. No buyback as PL goes in deep. Doom's been used on Nakes. Second Doom actually gets reflected by the Lotus. He dooms himself, but Baboka gets brought down. It's still not looking great for IG as now Q has fallen. Focus on the barracks. Storm zips out. He wants to clean these up. PL still has the cheese and the BKB, but Aggressive is back. They've killed the Doom, and it looks like it might be the hold they've needed. There's the cheese. TA's bought back, and now she's in big trouble. No BKB. It's a dieback on the TA. James in too deep. He's in trouble. He goes down. It's a triple for the Storm, and they want PL. He's got no BKB, no TP for 3, and he is on the run. Now the buyback from the Doom. They've got eyes. Can they actually track him down? Does not look like it.
They might find the low ground there, but they will not get greedy.
Look at that net worth nosedive there, Trent.
Time to wake up, buddy. It looks like we got ourselves a game.
Whew. All right, let me.
We're in there. Yeah, put together your little cocktail. Hit up the absolutely 0 because this is absolutely a comeback game here from our boys on IG. Now this is where they just lose the next fight, but
still, look, they did no damage to the barracks. They did have to use the glyph, so that's going to be 4 minutes.
Yeah, but they don't get speed to worry about. Glyph's gonna be back. These guys can't come high ground.
I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the only window they have. It's not like it was even close to defending or to taking down these barracks. Storm didn't even use his buyback. Lifestealer didn't have to use a buyback. The Doom did mess up, though. The second Doom onto the Lotus Orb,
I think
actually
that's
hurts.
fine, honestly. I don't think that's that big of a deal. As long as you get the second Doom off, I'm sure his job is done.
It definitely would have been a lot worse if you Lotus Orb the first Doom. I will give you that one.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'll give him that one.
Wow. An incredible game, and let's just glance at the net worth.
Well, I didn't think they could win these fights until Storm had the next item. It felt like he just was, Shiva's, Lincoln's, and then you got this Kaya. Like, he didn't really have, he has no Orchid, so he hasn't been playing that way. He doesn't have the real playmaking stuff. He's just defensive and getting, like, the stun and some damage, but
this is the real turn.
Plays.
50 minutes, the tier 1 tower finally falls.
Knock it down. Double siege wave.
They have opened this map wide open, Trent.
Are they really going to find the 2-0?
It would be incredible, not just because they played pretty rocky during the group stage and here in the playoffs when it matters, they're upping their game, but also because this game felt insurmountable. I mean, look at that graph. It was a 24K net worth lead at 40 minutes. That is a lot. Barracks down. They've been holding at a disadvantage for so long, and they've got it where it counts, the Infest Bomb.
I mean...
And now Lifestealer is going to have a Lincoln's. Now, he wants to pool buyback, of course. It's that stage of the game, but 600 gold, and Lincoln's will be his.
This is only going to continue to slow down the game of FTD, I'm sure, because they know they're at an economic advantage, right?
I mean,
They've taken down 2 lanes.
Right now, they're thinking, guys, 5th Roche. I mean, we can't do this without Cheese, Refresher, and Aegis. So.
Maybe a couple. Maybe 6th, 7th, 8th Roche. I don't know. I'm here all night anyway.
That's true. That's true. There is something about being jet lagged on your own time zone. It's an odd feeling, I have to admit.
Hey, speak for yourself, dude. I'm 4 hours behind.
Yep.
You know, the old Atlantic time zone represent.
Maritime, baby. Woo! Party.
At least I'm not Newfie. You know, the half-hour time zone. What the hell is that? Get a life.
That's like the most Newfie shit I've ever heard. No, we're just half an hour over.
Just give us half. We'll
My
take
God.
half.
Is that a real thing?
Yes, they have a 30-minute after time zone.
Jesus.
So they're 4.5 hours ahead of old dear LA here. Whereas I'm just 4.
Doesn't that just make everything more difficult?
No, so like every night they're like Hockey Night in Canada tonight at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in Newfoundland. You know, that's like every single time.
Wow.
It's great.
I thought there was some just kind of international code of conduct where time zones were rounded to the closest hour.
Newfies do not obey conduct. That is for sure.
All right, now we're getting savage here. Have some respect for
That's
your fellow
just a fact of
mainlanders.
life.
Well, 12K net worth, 45 to 34. Looks like this one is rolling over the 60th minute coming up soon.
Jeez.
Here. Only 7 minutes away. Even a refresher picked up by TA. She is that slotted. Like, guys, what? I'm just going to refresh my BKB. I think that's it.
She's passed the moon shard into the refresher. That is something.
That's really... I mean, I guess you get the level 2 BOTs,
Yeah.
but you don't want to dump any of these items. You look at that Deso and think, man, there's got to be a higher value item you want there, but it increases her damage output so much.
And it is nice killing buildings.
That
They
too.
have struggled on that one.
That is also a fair point. The sieging is an issue. Aghanim's Scepter on the way for Clockwork. Well, not really on the way.
I don't
guess
think that
queued
was-
up, but that would be nice. How are we doing on level 25s? About halfway there, so a couple falling short. Any cool ones? What is Shadow Deep? Demonic Purge? Damage or charges?
900 damage Demonic Purge is kind of like, ooh.
But charges is also...
Yeah, I would say probably the charges of Disruption. That's pretty fun
Okay.
in a game like this. Just too many, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's good enough now with the constant Dispel, with like how ownage the ult is.
Yeah, that one feels like a little bit of a toss-up. Leshrac, lowest level in the game. Not much changes there. I guess that lightning slow is pretty annoying, but... Do you double your Edict explosions? That's such a weird 25 talent, you know? 75 minutes in, don't worry guys, my Edict is really exploding.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But is it better than the additional slow?
I think it's only good when you're like super farmed in your core Leshrac and you buy Refresher or something and you just have like double Edict going. Now that's a sight. We had that the other day too.
That is the real disco ball Lesh
Yeah.
right there. The meme before the meme. Actually, what are Willow's 25s as well? Oh, we're going to hold that thought though. Initiation onto the illusions only. Not ideal perhaps, but Nullifier, I guess, was reflected by the Lotus and then disjointed there by the Doppelganger.
Oh yeah, Willow's got a 200 attack speed. Not gonna happen though. That'll be the 1.5 terrorize, I'm sure.
In this game, definitely. We've seen so much clumping. We've already seen that be a game changer. That's a pretty good one.
Who are
Here we go.
Into Storm Spirit.
Storm Spirit with the
is that an arcane?
surprise. He does have an arcane rune on. Who are they going to find, though? They jump up to the high ground. It's the Clockwork. James will get focused first, but now on the low ground, Eon Disc keeps the Lesh alive. It's a 4v5. No buyback available. They're going to find Raji. He gets off the defensive disruption. That buys him a second, but now the Shadow Demon's down. Instant buyback there around the backside. Now the TA joins the party, getting the Storm Spirit low. He's muted. He's going to be brought down. Does have a buyback. Will choose to hold it. Aggressive, still pretty strong, but now Q brought down. Finally, the buyback from the Storm. TA falls. She's got the buyback as well. Seems like IG might be going all in. Big epicenter. It is broken up by Raji. And now the buyback from TA. FTD have the reinforcements and the superior numbers. The Dire team can't get back in the fight. All the buybacks being used now. SRF with the Lincolns. Oh my god, it's Storm from downtown. He hit her. He finishes off the TA. Now the Doom very low again. Raji with the reset, but it's not going to make a difference. 3 down. No buybacks for FTD, and they might have actually tossed this one away. IG come out huge.
There's a regen rune bottom. I mean, this can't get much better. My god, that ball lightning. 6,400 damage from the Storm Spirit in that fight.
Wow.
That's one of the longest Hail Mary balls I've ever seen. Not only that, but it was onto someone with refraction too, and he still manages to connect. Her HP evaporated.
Yes. Wow. So now into the Roche pit we go. This is Roche 5, the first Roshan of the game for Invictus Gaming, and it looks like they're actually going to get it. No way to contest.
I thought they were in a little bit of trouble because he didn't have bots, but not having bots ended up getting him 70% of her HP.
Wow, it seemed like it. There was a moment there where IG burned those buybacks. It's like, but where are they? There's 3 of them just walking down the mid lane.
Aggressive was holding. Like, he was doing work in there against like 4 heroes before eventually going down.
That's a moment where I am so sad we do not have instant replay because that fight was just absolutely absurd.
You just go back for it, baby. It's all right.
Storm tries to jump in, looking for someone, but not quite going to find it. They've got another 45 seconds on TA. Doom does have a buyback, but his ultimate will refresh at just about the same time he respawns. Glyph is available for the Radiant. They'll use it now. Trying to make this hold. Up top, Illusions keeping the lane pushed out. So no rat potential for FTD. How long will IG stick around for, though? Aegis up on the Lifestealer. She's in the hands of the Storm Spirit, who also picked up a Bloodstone. 14 charges. A smart choice from XXS if he does die here. Of course, he will respawn quite quick. Melee Barracks will get brought down just as that TA is respawning. IG back up, still with all the Roche spoils in tow. They don't quite level out the game, but 1K net worth. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, I would need a breather, too, if I was the Radiant team. Got to collect my thoughts here.
I'm going to take a moment for myself here, Trent.
Yeah, okay, you go ahead there. Oh, look at this. Instant admin pause. Question mark. Excellent choice. Get on him, admin. China runs a tight ship.
They really do.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You know, we were maybe a little cynical thinking about, hey, group stage in the playoffs.
I mean, that was...
This has been incredible. No, this is like...
Oh, I thought you meant cynical about this game.
No, I just mean in the coming into the playoffs.
Oh, I love
from the group stage. But this is some top-tier Dota, dude.
Good shit. IG Dota, they look great.
It's insane. It's like night and day. They looked so rocky.
We had the worst Team Serenity game. Because we were like, oh, who are these guys? They won the Open Qualifiers. We cast their game, and it was just like, oh, all right, Open Qualifier team. Only game they lose, or they lose 2, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, but the game we saw, they looked real rough.
Yes.
And then apparently they looked like equal but opposite in all of the other games that we didn't cast that were over on the other stream.
And then we watch IG have a abysmal game to close out before heading into tiebreakers.
And then they squeak through in tiebreakers, and today they are playing to win, baby.
4th seed. Looking hot.
Beautiful.
Man, this game, everything went according to plan. I mean, and what more can you say? They had the massive lead. They had all the space for the Phantom Lancer. Like, were there some item choices maybe that could have gone better? Sure, but I didn't think it mattered because they were so far up.
I mean, I don't think TA's game could have been better.
No,
14-minute Blink, Deso, Treads.
You have to give all credit to TA. I think, like, I'm not sure. The no blade mail for James, I thought was a little questionable at times. Maybe because he was just so poor and everything, but he couldn't find that.
I guess it's kind of like blade mail or hood, and you're thinking, well, I'd really like to have a pipe in this game, but yeah, I think a blade mail could have done a lot of work, that's for sure.
So yeah, they clawed their way back.
What's Dota Plus say right now? Oh, 50-50. This game is now a coin flip.
How close was it? Oh my god.
It was, I mean, I don't know what number that is.
90-something.
95? Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. That's incredible. We've broken Dota Plus.
Congratulations, FTD. You broke Dota Plus. Because I think this is more on them than on IG.
IG did make the plays to hang in there.
Oh, 100%.
They didn't panic under the pressure. They knew exactly what their
I was basically calling them out for not GGing, honestly. Like,
well, today you learned.
Impressed.
Do not underestimate Aggressive and crew. He's got the BKB now on the Lifestealer, so a lot of match community there. And double Eon Disc. Lesh has 1, and Willow just completed their 2nd.
You do see, though, that when the fighting stops, it will always start trickling back in FPD space.
Yes.
Again, it's only because of the lanes and the fact that 2 of them are down. At least a little bit better now by getting the melee racks mid, but...
Yeah, but now that we're at the 60th minute, it kind of feels like diminishing returns. I mean, it's great. CA gets a little more farm.
Yeah, that's true.
She's got the complete wardrobe. I mean, she's going to go for this butterfly, and sure, I mean...
Yeah. Solid.
Not much else you can get here. Still hasn't upgraded the BOTs, but pretty marginal gain there. How's PL looking? Pretty close to capped out himself. He's going to go MKB and then pick up his BOTs. I guess you swap out the defusal at this point. A pretty good upgrade for him.
Radiant's top shrine has
Lifestealer, he's going to go into his Moon Shard now. Storm probably getting close to Moon Shard territory also. But the rune control is honestly such a big deal for Storm Spirit. He's got an Arcane Rune again and did have an Invis on.
And with our pause and everything, let's get back to in terms of like what's going on with the objectives. We have a minute and a half left on the Aegis. Bring there. Yeah. For Lifestealers. That kind of gives you an idea as to when the rating will actually be looking to engage into the Dire. Not anytime soon, you would think. However, they are maybe thinking they could burn this thing. He is pretty alone, but that would be so dangerous.
So scary.
There's no
Once
way.
you notice that BKB is the backpack too. You swap that over after the Aegis goes down, and ugh, you've got a scary Lifestealer right there. They will get that tier 2 tower though, so now that part is leveled out. At that stage of the game, whichever team is able to win this next big cataclysmic team fight with all the buybacks, some serious crippling damage will be done. After that last one, it's like, sure, FTD lost the melee racks mid, but there was still a tier 2 standing up top. Pretty unlikely that IG would have been able to finish the game there, but with their base all battered up, with one tier 3 down, IG could actually go for that death push if they don't have buybacks like we saw before.
Oh yes, good question. What is our buyback situation? Because the Dire burnt a lot of them recently.
They're all around on the same timer though, so 2 minutes and everybody's going to be coming back up.
Yeah, it is very clumped. The latest one at 220 now for the Lifestealer.
And that's where I think the level 2 BOTs are going to start to come in handy, just so you can get back into the fights immediately with a buyback. And that was one of the issues for IG, like we talked about. Ended up being a benefit for Storm because he got such an awesome long-range zip, but generally speaking, damage down bottom. It's a double damage. In fact, they initiate onto Willow. Does have the Eon Dish. She'll still have a reset, but XXS goes in. They lose Baboka first, trying to finish off the Shadow Demon. It's going to be so close, but he can't quite do it. Now James locks him on the low ground. This Storm is able to zip away, but on the backside, it looks like PL is doing a lot of damage. Sand King doomed twice. He will end up falling. Q also going to get brought down. Buyback from the Sand King. Looks like Storm back here going to be able to TP home. And Storm committed hard for that back line, and it just did not work out for him.
Oh, that's sinking it. That is brutal. I don't know if I've ever seen someone get double doomed. That is not a common sight. Like, the first one wasn't even over. It wasn't even close. There was like a third duration. He's like, nah, this guy's dying. I'm just making sure.
I mean, Sand King does add a lot of damage. You know, the Crimson Guard, Lotus Orb does mitigate a lot in these fights. The Shadow Demon will have a buyback in about 30 seconds. Dark Willow and Lash in about 50. They will not have buybacks for this fight, and this could be the mega moment.
It is starting to look like it's all on SRF here.
Well, XXS trying to clear out the creeps. Backdoor protection does kick in. Did someone cut that creep wave? Where are the creeps?
They got none. Trying to just break through it, but they don't quite have the damage, and Storm's so irritating here. He's gonna zip top though.
Is gonna get close. Yeah, he has to clear these out. These lanes so close to breaking that threshold, and they actually have already. Now the epicenter comes down bottom. Phantom Lancer initiated on Lotus Orb, trying to help buy him some time, but he falls. Does have a buyback available, but now holding it. We'll go ahead and use it, but IG have made this hold work.
They can't get these buildings. They can't do it. This Storm constantly zipping through top, zipping through mid, and Lifestealer's been sending out his Manta illusions as well too. So just finally all in on this Rax once again and get another kill, forcing that buyback from the PL and trying to tilt those timers in their favor.
This is such an epic stalemate. But again, it's, I think, IG that get the advantage out of this. Sand King's buyback is a minute and a half ahead of the PL.
Oh, we're going in, baby. Woo!
I mean, they know if we kill the PL, this game is basically ours.
Yeah, SRF actually has the pressure too. He's going to have double burrow. I like this too. I think he's so important because he just gets these stunts and then he lets them go in, get these kills. Like, it's not about his actual damage at all, right?
Yep.
But he's just scouting to help provide the right sight.
Also, no refresher on Doom. He will have the ultimate, but not going to have trouble. Here we go. They jumped in hard. The PL's in big trouble. He get disrupted and force stabbed back. It will cost Shadow Demon his life and maybe even the Doom, but TA in the back line does bring down the Willow. XXS running low on mana, still zipping all around, but there's a huge enemy from SRF. He brings down the TA. Now the buybacks fly. FTD could still hold on to this fight. Game's getting very low, but Cogs breaking it up. He's able to get to the side. Illusions bringing him down, perhaps, but no. He does survive. FTD hang on, but more economic damage. IG shift back into the lead for 2 more buybacks and losing only their Willow.
Yeah, the absolutely massive buybacks of the PL and the Templar Assassin have been burned.
This is so scary for FTD right now.
SRF did it. You got the Burrow Strike off, and then instantly they can come in with that Hex. This Hex has not been answered. They have nothing against it. What they have, as you pointed out, was the disruption, and he still goes down. And even with the second disruption, of course, this charge is very handy in this case, but they're just doing a great job of playing into these fights. Feels like the side of FTD have just like run into the wall over and over. Just like, we gotta hit these racks, we gotta hit these racks. They're not even like thinking about the enemy heroes, whereas IG have kind of gotten these answers figured out.
Yeah.
They know what SRF has to do, they know what the follow-up is, and every fight is just going their way.
Relatively late Roche respawns. Another minute and a half for the big boys back. IG definitely want to continue to control the Roche pit. Aggressive. Uses the rage, charges in, needs to be a little careful here.
But who would expect this guy to be alone?
He does still have the KB, he's also not alone, so it's definitely a fair call. Aggressive, living up to his name though, just trying to bait this out.
Look at him go!
Just breaking this up, setting up the opportunity for XXS to zip in, but they don't take the bait. Very bold plays though. Double Doom going to be available at about 20.
They do not have a gem though, so they can't get rid of the TA trap in the pit. Oh no, they do. Sand King has it. Okay, so SRF just needs to kind of wander over and hopefully eliminate that before it becomes an issue.
You can definitely tell what IG want right now. It's that Roshan up in 30 seconds. With the Storm, able to keep these lanes pushed out pretty well. And now he gets the upgraded BOTs.
Yeah, they'll find the TA trap now.
Man, that level 25 Storm talent is so incredible for keeping lanes pushed out.
Yeah, it
feels like a mini
so
techies.
Yeah, it's so much time. You know, that's the main thing. It's like, yeah, Storm can clear waves anyway, but it's just how much faster that you do it.
Yeah.
Zero risk as well.
Now back towards Roche.
Now, they have the Lincolns, but he only has the War Stomp on the Doom.
This is very scary. FTD will not give this up without a fight, but they definitely have to be cautious. PL, TA, no buybacks. On the dire side, it's just the Sand King and the Willow.
They're gonna sneak their way in. I mean, I say sneak, they know, but...
Nice spear from Willow. They're going to set this up, and the PL is the first one to get caught. He is going to get a reset, but so much damage from IG. Raji goes down first. Clockwork falls second. Doom again on the Sand King, but it might not be enough. He gets reflected on himself. He's locked down. Hook shot in after the buyback. IG still with all 5 alive.
They need this heart regen. They need to try and find a way back in this fight with the refresher, with the TA.
Can't believe the PL lived there.
Yeah, big saves coming in from the Shadow Demon.
Still no buyback on Raji for another 4 minutes, so this is a true 4v5. We've seen how important the Shadow Demon is to keeping these cores live.
I'm a little surprised they're even backing with this much. Okay, they're going to go back in because they need the buyback advantage.
They want to go. There's the Infect Bomb. They jump onto the Doom. Follow-up stun. It's very nice from the Sand King and the Curse Crown, as well as the Hex. Secure the kill on Doom. Now the buyback from him. Storm getting low. TA trying to man up. Hook shot in from James. Brings down the Storm, but he'll buy back straight away. The BOT's back in the fray as they lose the TA. Looking very grim for FTD as now die back for the Doom on the other side. They're looking for the PL, and they'll find if James trumps the cog, it's not enough. PL makes it back to the pit. They finally got the stuns to lock him down, and that short cooldown doppelganger won't be enough. The Phantom Lancer will fall, and that's going to be a dieback back on him. All 5 down for FTD, and IG might just have finally done it.
2 minutes, no PL, a minute and a half, no Templar Assassin, and they're fully aware here from the side of Invictus Gaming. They're gonna march on down. What a showing. The way they just broke down what FTD were trying to do and how they could infiltrate into that line and just win all these engagements is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, there it is. The official GG is called from FTD. No buybacks to defend this death march, and they'll go straight tier 4s into Throne as IG are now 3 victory away from qualifying for the International 8 as they move on to the upper bracket finals, sending their opponents FTD down to the lower bracket.
That is a hell of a